I'm so excited to be here. It's a plum-pleasing pleasure as well as a privilege.
Yes, and back at you, sir. And to all of us that get to be with you today, thank you for being on the Pamela Show. Hey, John!
Hello, Pamela. Great to be here. Super excited. How are you doing?
Oh, it is so exciting. Well, everybody, this is John Tallarico. Hello, and welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn and we grow together. I am so excited for this week's show. My friend, and also somebody that is a colleague of mine in different areas, is my guest, and his name is Mensur Pudic. You are going to be so blessed. Mensur, he is a transformation coach. He is a motivational speaker. He is an educator. He is just an incredibly brilliant businessman and someone that I have the joy of teasing and calling Mr. President. You are going to be so encouraged by his story and receive all kinds of gold nuggets today. So get out your paper and your pen. And are you ready? Let's go on with the Pamela Show. Welcome, Mensur, with me. Come on in, Mensur. Hi, and welcome back to the Pamela Show, where we learn and grow together. And boy, are you going to learn and grow on this episode, because we have the internationally known motivational speaker here with us, Mensur Pudic. And he is, as he told me, determined. So I've got my pen here, Mensur, and I've got my paper, and I'm planning on taking a lot of notes from you today because I'm determined to learn and grow. But before we begin, I have an empowerment quote that I would like to share, and then I'd love to get your feedback of what you think of it. So we love Bob Proctor. Bob Proctor has the mastery on self-development and self-discovery. And one of my favorite quotes of his says this: "Be like a postage stamp. Stick to it until you get there." I love that, because I think about a postage stamp so much different now, Mensur, because, not just this little piece of paper. It has a purpose by design, doesn't it? It has a purpose to get from here to there, and it stays there until its job is complete. And that encourages and challenges me every day to stick to it. So what does that quote mean to you?
What it means to me is when you look at your goals and dreams, you got to be determined. You're going to have things that come from the side, and you got to be determined so you can get to your destination.
Oh, that is it. I don't have a mic to drop, but if I had one, I'd be dropping it already. Well, I know you have amazing things to share with us. So you take it away and share your wisdom with us.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mensur Pudic. As we sit here and we talk about our goals and dreams, I want to tell you guys a little story. You see, I was born on March 12th, 1986, to a loving father, mother, and 4 older sisters. Most kids enjoy their childhood. I didn't have that chance. You see, growing up and being born in Bosnia, which is a small country in Europe, we experienced something called war. But I know it was more than war. It was pure genocide. That's right. In the early 1990s, my people were executed and left for dead. I can still remember the day my dad got out of camp and seeing the bones on his face, seeing the sweat go down his face. I remember kids screaming, and I remember parents holding their kids. What was I born into? Some of the thoughts went through my head. Am I going to make it this day? Am I going to live? Where will I end up? You see, I didn't know much being 5 years old, but I remember everything I've seen with my eyes. And it's something I can't forget. It's something that I actually won't forget. You have to know where you're from to know where you're going. At 5 years old, I didn't know where I was going. Somebody told us a truck will come pick you up, and it took us to a place. One truck went to execution, and the other one went somewhere else. I was fortunate enough to escape with my parents and my siblings. We went on the right truck. That truck led me to an airport, and they said you were going to America. I didn't know what America was, and I didn't know how we were going to make it there. All I known was motherland. But this was my new motherland when we landed here in 1994. You see, when we landed, we didn't come with anything, just the bags and the clothes that we had on us. We found an apartment, and my dad knew how to do construction. He was a perfectionist at it. It's what he knew he had to do to feed the kids. I had to hide in the closet, and that was okay. I wasn't dodging bullets this time, so I can dodge everything else. We could only have so many people in our apartments, so I was the smallest. So it's okay. I used to hide before. This was something I was used to. You see, growing up in America, I didn't know the language. I didn't know the system, but soon I learned. While kids laughed at me at school because I didn't know English, I had to dig deep. I dodged bullets and I survived things that no kid should ever see. And it's my experience that built me. It's my experience that brought me where I'm at. Going to school some days were harder than others. Not knowing the language, not being able to have money to pay for food. But it's okay. I went through that before. It's nothing new. You see, something about America and the American people is they're some of the best people I've met in my life. They gave us a place to stay. They gave us resources. They gave us shelter. They gave us jobs. They gave us an opportunity for life. They gave us hope. You see, in fourth grade, I went to a construction site and watched my dad work. That's right, he poured concrete. The look on his face and the sweat going down his face told me a story of a man willing to do whatever it takes to provide for his family. And I remember him looking at me and he said, "Son, this is why I work hard, so I can provide for you and your sisters." My parents didn't have much education. At that moment in time, I made a decision. I will do whatever it takes to make sure I can provide for my parents. They provided for me. They sacrificed for me. I will go the distance. If I have to turn the planet, that's what I'm going to do. Exactly that. I started going to college after high school because my friends kept going out every single week. I wanted no business of going out every single week. I was on a bigger mission. I was determined. There was a fire within me. You see, I lost family members that died. They're never coming back. And just that thought alone, I have to do whatever it takes. Knowing that people sacrifice so I can be here and give this speech, so I can meet some wonderful people, I have to do whatever it takes. The fire within me is everything that I've lost and everything that I've gained back home, and it's everything that I've lost and gained here. Life is going to have that for all of us, but we got to be determined. We got to stay focused. We got to stay on our path. I told my friends what I wanted it to do, what I wanted it to achieve, and they laughed. And that's okay. I heard laughter before. I heard laughter as people were getting executed. And as 5 years old, I was scared, but I'm like, I'm not scared anymore. You see, I'm on a different mission right now. It's not just about me. It's about my people. It's about my country. It's about the people in the United States of America giving me this opportunity. I wanted it to make a difference in my life, so I made a decision to make it a difference. I invested in myself. I used to wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd eat in my car, and that was okay. At least I had a car. At least I had food this time. I know what it's like going hungry. Going a day, you're not hungry. I've gone a lot farther and I walked a lot farther. So this wasn't something that was going to stop me. America gave me the opportunity to finish my associate's, my bachelor's, and my master's degree. The ability to compete in bodybuilding and powerlifting. The ability to buy my mom 3 vehicles, buy my dad a vehicle, buy them a house, and take care of them. When I seen my dad work that day, and I remember how many people I've lost, I'll do whatever it takes, and that determination stays with me. I invested in coaches like John Tellerico, who saw something in me that I couldn't see in myself, who helped build this flame within me and bring this desire out of me. I can't thank him enough for doing what he did. And of course, the greatest motivational speaker on the planet, Les Brown. He has touched my heart for so long. My debts have to be paid. So Les Brown, if you're watching, I'm hungry and I'm coming. You see, those days in the early 1990s, you were coming up as the best motivational speaker on the planet. I am going to be the best motivational Bosnian speaker you've ever heard. I am going to go the distance and I will do whatever it takes. Day and night, night and day, whatever I have to do. I'm going to be one of the best. I want to be like Les Brown because that man changed my life and I want to change lives around the world. The more lives I change and the more people I help, it just gives hope. When I was a little boy, I needed hope. America gave me hope. America gave me determination. America and the American people gave me what life sometimes couldn't. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mensur Pudic, and I'm a motivational speaker.
Microphone drop, 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 drop. Mensur, oh my gosh, you brought the fire. Your story is amazing. I knew some of it, but I didn't know that much of it. I want to thank you for being so real and transparent tonight with us, because not everybody would come on and say all of that, but that's what makes you unique. And that's what draws me and others to you, is you are not ashamed of your past, but you have let your past be part of your future, that it makes it's part of that weaving of that quilt of your life that makes this masterpiece. And of course, as our mentor Les Brown says, you are a masterpiece because you're a piece of the master, right? Oh, Mensur, I have some questions for you. May I ask them?
Sure.
I have some good ones. So you said that this just got me, this quote. I'm like, this I will say, and I will give you credit for it for the rest of my life. It is the experience that built me. Wow. Instead of looking at everything that was happening and poor me and I got to sit and lick my wounds like a kitty cat, right? You had this innate ability to say, my experience built me. Can you expound a little bit on that?
You know, some of the biggest development happens in our hardest times, and that's something that we have to stay focused on. You know, when I keep my eyes in front of me, I look in the front and I can't go back, but I keep that as a memory. You have to know where you've been to know where you're going. You have to have a purpose, and my purpose is much bigger than me. Knowing that people sacrificed so I could be here, I have to stay focused and I have to be willing to lead the next generations.
Wow. And you know, that way of looking at it is not only so healthy, that is just generating life to the generations to follow and generating such respect to those that brought you here and got you here, right? I love how you have that instilled belief in you that all of this that went on, you didn't take on a victim mindset. You took on being victorious instead. And that is huge. And I guess I would like to ask you, where do you think that came from? That you had the victorious mindset, I'm determined, I'm going to do this, this experience is going to build me. Where did that come from versus being here and having everything happen that happened and having a victim mindset? Or was there a flip somewhere for you? How did you end up there?
It's in my blood. When I see my mom and dad and how much they sacrificed, they're the closest people to me. I don't feel ashamed that they live with me and I take care of them. I feel zero shame when these people went above and beyond to give us life, give us opportunity, sacrifice everything that they could so we can have a better future. There's nothing more rewarding than being able to give back to those people. And, being in America is an opportunity that most people do not get. My passion wakes me up every single day and I'm running before I hit the ground.
Wow. I hope that people are hearing these words tonight, especially as you speak so highly of America, because in a time where America has really been, well, in many ways, war-torn, even though it's a different battle, hearing that reminder of how great our land is, our nation is, from an outside perspective, that, my goodness, sorry, I just had a ringer go off on my phone. I turned everything off. Hey, this is real time, y'all. Sorry. But Mensur, was that always part of who you are, that you would look to America and think, I'm going to get there? Or when you got to America and you're looking around and you're seeing everything, how was that birthed into you that you were that America was great and that you were privileged to be here?
When I came here back home, Dad used to work in a country that was about 5 hours away. He'd come back over the weekends, bring pay, see the kids, and then he'd go back to work. The country isn't developed as America is. And when I saw that here, and, my parents told me, you can create your own future here, right? Mm-hmm. You have America, you have the land of opportunities. And when I heard that and I started going to school and I had these teachers, that were different from me, but they believed in me. They were different. I didn't know the language. They'd give me a hug, and that's all I needed when I was young. Give me that hug, give me that support. I started meeting kids that did want to talk to me, that did want to help me. And, when I looked at the situation and where I was at, this was heaven to me. And I'm like, this is something that I have to absorb, and I have to go the distance, learn all the skills that I can and apply it. And then I have to pull other people with me. I got to be willing to give back. That's my passion. That's my fire. That's my drive. And no matter what time of day, it's just something that's in me that just sparks up and I'm ready to go. And there's nothing more rewarding than helping somebody else out. There's nothing. I can't think of anything else.
No, I hear you. There's nothing like being the salt and the light everywhere you go and knowing that you're empowering and helping others, adding value. One thing that you said there that I just want to reiterate for people that are watching, he said that his parents told him in this land he could do and become whatever he wanted. That's a huge statement. And look at what he has become. There was no limiting beliefs from his parents. And there would have been every reason for there to be because of all that they had been through. The power of a parent and the parents' praise and empowerment to their children. Now, no matter where you're at in life, no matter how old your kids are, adult children, young children, whatever, this is not being said to discourage you, but to encourage you that no matter where you are with them, one word of that encouragement will make a huge impact on the rest of their lives, and not just their lives, because Mensur, you're a daddy, right?
I am not.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a father. I apologize.
I'm not. I have 4 older sisters, and they all have kids, and I love them to death. So there's 7 little ones always running around. And you're right. kids are like sponges, and they learn quick. And the words that we use, the things they watch, and the circle that they have is all very, very important. And if you look behind me, that's exactly what I have. Words and thoughts can change a life.
Yes.
It happened to me, and I'm willing to pave the way forward for everybody else. I am willing to do, and go the distance, so I can help others. We all have goals. We all have dreams. We all have ambitions, and God gave me a purpose, and that purpose I'm going to use till my last breath.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And again, just how you have picked up that mantle and run with it is inspiring to me, inspiring to all of us. You said that because you were determined, that you overcame. You were determined, so you overcame. What does that mean?
Sometimes you got to dig deep in you, and you just got to believe that there's something bigger, something greater out there looking over you. I'm a true believer in God, and I don't hide that from anybody. And just surviving war, the things that my eyes seen, most people haven't seen in their life, and they never will. Knowing I made it through there, I made it one step farther. I made it, over the ocean. I kept thinking there's something is looking over me. Somebody's doing work here that I'm not. I'm human. There's something great that's doing this work. And, when I found my skills, my abilities, and my passion, the rest was history. And I know this is what completes me.
So true. That's good encouragement. So for the person that's sitting out there tonight thinking, I just don't have anything else. I'm done. I am not an overcomer. I have no hope. That was another thing you said, that hope and determination. I have no hope. I don't even know what to be determined about. Like, I'm just ready to, call it just to be done, or I'm going to quit dreaming, any of those things. What would you say to that person right now who's listening to you?
We all come to a point where we want to quit. We all come to that point, but that's not an option. I can guarantee you, if you look up, our mind can't come up with negatives if you look up. It can't recall a memory. It can't call a recollection that's negative. It doesn't work. If you look up, you have to fight for a greater cause. You look in that mirror and you take notes on yourself and you write down the most important things in your life. And I guarantee you, they're going to make your problems look really, really small. And that list is going to get really big of what's important in your life. And if you can't find anybody that's important, you're looking at somebody in the mirror. You're looking at yourself. You're the most important person on this planet. You have something somebody else doesn't have. You have skills. You have attributes. You might have compassion. You might have respect, but somebody else is seeking that. Somebody else needs that. You can use that and develop somebody else. You can develop yourself. You can mentor other kids. You can do so much with yourself. You have to dig deep down inside and just look at the positives you have. You're God's best creation.
Wow. I love this. Look up to a greater cause and a greater purpose. Wow, that's powerful. Okay, one more question. Powerlifting and bodybuilding? Really? That's awesome. I have some friends that have done that off and on for years. So is that something you still do?
I'm actually getting ready to train for another competition, hopefully soon. Had a little injuries, but remember, determination. Those that are determined, they'll find a way. And I always loved testing myself. A lot of people stay in the comfort zone. There's no growth. And I was one of those, hey, you have to be bold at times because that's what you're going to learn. Those circumstances that you don't want that happen, they will develop you and you're going to get more creative. You see, that's the point of learning. We learn, we grow, we adapt, and we go. So don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to fail. You're going to learn. And there's nothing wrong with failing. It's what you put in your mind. You can get something good even out of something bad. I've seen people get killed in front of my eyes. And right now I'm in front of millions of people around the world, inspiring people. You have to look up. Your purpose has to be big. It has to be big because you have so much in you where you can dig deep and you can acquire everything that you want out of life.
Wow. That's a showstopper. I've seen people be killed right in front of my eyes. But I believe that your mindset and your determination caused you to be that overcomer. Of course, heaven, God was involved in all of that, right? But there's a lot of people, a lot of children that have seen things, that have diagnoses on them that cause them to stalemate throughout their life because nobody ever told them what you just said. That even though they've seen these things, they've experienced these horrific things, that if they look up to a greater cause, to a divine purpose, with determination, literally, I'm reminded of a scripture that says that God will work all things out for good. Man, that is some powerful, powerful stuff that you're bringing through tonight. Well, I got through my list of questions for you. Is there anything else on your heart that you want to share? Or, that you want to share? And please, please tell us how to reach out to you.
Actually, there is. The man that worked so hard his whole life, that would be my pops, my daddy-o. I want to wish him a happy 63rd birthday because today is his birthday. And everything works out just like it's supposed to, just like this. So, Pops, thank you. I love you. Happy birthday. And for those of you that want to get a hold of me, I'm on Facebook under Mensur Pudic. I'm on Instagram, Motivated by Mensur. And I'm also on LinkedIn, Mensur Pudic. Those are the places you can find me. And I have a website. You can go to simply-motivated.com. And that's where you can find me.
Bravo, and happy birthday to your father. You called him Pops. Happy birthday, Pops. Oh, that's beautiful. Yay. Oh, Mensur, thank you so much. This has been so uplifting and inspiring. I have a lot of notes that I took tonight, and I'm sure that everybody viewing has as well. Thank you for being here. This has been such a blessing. I want to thank everyone for tuning in. And as I said, on the Pamela Show, we learn and grow together. Remember, you have a purpose by design and not by default. Go on out there and continue to be the salt and the light, like Mensur said, everywhere you go. Have a great night.
Ascend Above the Crowd is the newest course by Pamela Hinkle. Ascend is a self-paced email course that will come directly to your inbox and will change your mindset and your life. Each week, you will receive lessons, resources, challenges, and journal writings that will help you discover your purpose by design. It's your time to ascend above the crowd. To learn more about Ascend, go to www.purposewithpamela.com/ascend.
Wow, wasn't that an amazing broadcast? I told you he was brilliant, and he is. And hearing his story and how he wants to pour back into America after what America has done for him. Doesn't that make you sit a little bit taller in your seat and maybe even relook at some of the things of what it means to be a proud citizen of the country that you are in? And some of you might be watching from America and others from abroad, but I just want you to take a pause for the cause for a moment and just really reflect on the importance that it is that we represent the country the way we want it to be seen. And I think that Mensur did a fabulous job of pushing that out and also encouraging us to go after our dreams. So I know that you are going to want to follow up with him. And he is also one of the mentors for Unscripted Voices Academy. So make sure that you check out Unscripted Voices Academy with Iffy McCoy and all the amazing mentors. Thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. Go on out there and be the salt and the light everywhere you go. See you later.